not gonna exhaust the battery. Ah, it's tired ways.
What? Oh,
Hi.
I was tired already.
Hi, this is Allie. I have such awesome glasses.
Are you really filming yourself right now?
Oh yeah. Okay. Really cool glasses.
This is not going on YouTube.
Well, we are. Go make your bed. Oh, you already did.
Is.
We're gonna. What are we doing first? Magic Mike.
Yes.
We're going to do a Magic Mike interview right now. I painted my nails. What up? You can't even see that. There we go. And there's me. This is Brandy.
What?
So yeah, we're gonna get it.
No.
Stop.
Oh.
Attention, hog. Really?
You got the glasses on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, mine are gargantuan.
Alright, well, we're gonna start it, so say goodbye. Don't click it to this button. This is Allie,
Brandy.
and we are going to review the movie Magic Mike.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
We said, yeah, we're in sync.
Okay, so, alright. Okay, well, there's not much that we can say about this movie without sounding too biased because, you know, it's a movie about strippers.
Yeah.
So, and we're two teenage girls, so
It's pretty. Anyways.
that's a lot. That's pretty much the basis of what you need to know.
Aside from that,
By the way, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the plot, we're going to talk about the actors, we're going to talk about the actresses, we're going to talk about everything. So,
although
if
we
you
don't
wanna-
know the actresses' names.
no one cares. If we don't want to see the movie, or if you want to see the movie, then bye. Go watch the else. Okay, yeah, love you. Okay.
Yeah,
good?
because then we'll spoil it.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about pretty much everything. So, alright. So this movie starts, and this is the review I wrote. It's on DeviantArt. If I can find out how, and I'm not saying I can, I'll put like a link right here.
Down.
No, I'll put it right
What?
here in this little area. Yeah.
Over
yeah.
here?
Okay.
What? Okay.
Yeah, we're good. If I can figure out how. I'm not saying that I can. I haven't been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube a long time, but not uploading videos.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, so this is, you know, and it's
You look
not
really
all
short.
written. Thank you. Shut up.
Okay, anyways.
Okay, so this movie starts off with a 19-year-old boy named Adam, who is played by Alex Pettifer, who is kind of stuck in the situation where he's finished high school and he doesn't have a job, and he doesn't know
what he wants to do. Or
He's kind of a loser
and he's very lazy
Very.
and doesn't like to get off his butt.
to go do stuff. So the movie starts with him, Adam. He's one of the main characters, but obviously not the main character because he's not Magic Mike. But so it starts off with him, this losery kind of kid. You know, he's 19, which I'm gonna take these losery things or these dumb things off. He's 19. He's just like a kid, and he doesn't really, you know. I like this situation because it's realistic. You know, I mean, people
Most
nowadays,
that
right
age,
after high school,
yeah,
they don't know what
to
they
do.
want to do, and you find out later. Once again, spoiler. I'm not gonna. I told you to leave when you could. So he was going to be. He had like a scholarship to
Football.
and then he like fought with the coach on the first day of the first practice, and so he got kicked out, which
So he spoiled that.
yeah, he's very headstrong or whatever. He's
I don't
kind of
know
like
that word.
ignorant and
Yeah.
kind of dumb and really like trying to be macho. But you don't see that much in the movie. You hear about that like in his backstory. Okay, so it starts off with him. How does he meet Magic Mike?
Okay, well, he went on Craigslist and found a job for construction.
Like a tiling.
Yeah,
roof
like tiling the
business.
roofs type thing. And when he gets there, Magic Mike is fighting with his boss about
You know.
the pay because since the boss hired Adam, his pay got cut $2.
Oh, and this, by the way, the Magic Mike Channing Tatum. That's
Yeah.
who is arguing. Because
Arguing with his boss.
he owns that business. That's one of the businesses he owns, right? A tiling
No,
business.
because then why would somebody else pay him?
Oh, he owns the business, but someone hired his business.
I don't understand that, but okay. And so, when Adam and Mike first encounter each other, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. They were on the roof,
Yeah.
and Mike started talking to him about,
you know,
certain just
what's up, you know, and
how'd he get the job, stuff like that.
And it's weird because they have this really good. Well, it's good in the
like
beginning.
a first connection, like
they have a really good
thing.
Connection, and you can tell that the chemistry between the actors,
in real life,
or Alex Pettyfer and Channing Tatum, it's really like awesome. Like, I think that was really good in the casting. The two like members were awesome. You could tell that they were like probably like laughing and joking off screen. That's cool. I think it's kind of like funny how at the beginning, like, Channing's all mad. He's like, you know, this guy is lowering my pay. They found him on Craigslist, whatever, and he's all mad about it. And then they become such good friends. And so what happens is, and then Adam ruins it because he's really dumb. And that was kind of like the character, not the plot or the movie, but the character is so stupid, and you kind of feel like that because, like, he goes home and he took like. Okay, he's at the job, and you're only... Oh, great. Wow, well, that just turned off, and it beeped at me. Okay, so, you're supposed to take, like, 1 soda from the place, and he took 2, and then he lied about it to his boss, who then looked in his backpack, and he called him a liar, so he quit.
Yeah, he quit.
The only job he had in, I think, we're led to believe, like, months. So, you can kind of feel the ignorance in this character very immediately. And then Channing helps him. He gives him a ride home.
And they meet up at a club later, right?
Okay, yeah. Later, he goes out with his sister. Kind of this weird extra plot I didn't really care about. So she takes it, and then he kind of like... This is kind of the... Like, I thought the situation he was in was very realistic. This is where it gets a little bit stretched for me a bit. He's at this dinner, right? And then he, like, goes next door to a big club, whatever. And then he sees Mike there, kind of randomly, and he says, hey, you know, can you get me in? And he's dressed in, like, a t-shirt and, like, sneakers. And
like,
he's like...
What club doesn't take you then? It's just weird.
Well, if it's a really nice club, they want people fancy. But whatever. He's like, can you get me in? And Mike's like, okay, but you owe me, like... Kind of weird, like, if just an acquaintance had, like, was like, hey, get me into this club, I'd be like, get away from me. But that's just where it got a little strict for me, but it's still really good. And then, so they get in the club, whatever, and Mike kind of makes him canvas these girls. He makes him, like, go up and talk to him, because he's like, you know, he said, oh, you owe me, and that always comes back in the plot line somehow. Like, if you're in a movie and someone says you owe me, you know you will be paying that back.
Yeah. And so then they start talking. And so he hands it to the guy. Was it Adam or the girls that he gave it to?
Why would he give it to Adam?
Okay, so he gives it to the girls, but then Adam peeks at it and sees that it's for male stripping, and he like, then knows that he's going to be a male stripper.
And so, can I go
now? Yeah.
Okay. Ah! Really? Okay. So, sorry, my camera cut out. Okay, so we're talking about my favorite scene and why it was so... one of the best scenes in the movie to me was the scene where Adam, the ignorant 19-year-old, he doesn't come home one day, and his sister is really worried because, you know, that's her brother. This is kind of in the middle of when he's become, you know,
like when all this is going into his head.
Yeah, it's all gone to his head. This is kind of the middle part where he's really embraced the stripping and the drinking and the women, whatever. And so she's all freaking out, and it turns out he was at Mike's house. He had, like, hooked up with some women, whatever. And so she gets there.
And he had just taken some drugs. And so he threw up and he's just, like, laying on the floor.
Yeah. And the reason that I think that scene is so great is because she comes in and she starts, you know, screaming, you know, like, oh my god, because, you know, that's her brother.
That shows how, like, a real sister would act.
Yeah,
like, if my brother happened, like, that happened to my little brother, I would flip out.
And,
go monkey.
You know, Shanning's just like, you know, it's okay. And I contrast between Shanning's reaction and the woman whose name I can't remember, I'm sorry, the sister's reaction, because he's so, like...
Was it Amanda?
Let's pretend it was. So Amanda, no, Adam and him, I don't know. But I think I loved it so much because Channing, he's really the protector in the movie. He really, you know, he tries to take care of this character, and it's so sad because you can just feel the character, like, you know, kind of like slipping through his hands. Like, he can't take care of him. He becomes addicted to drugs. he drinks, he parties, and at the end, when Channing steps away from the business and, you know, thinks, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, the kid goes on. So,
it's Miami.
Yeah, it's really sad, kind of, how, you know, it's heartbreaking, kind of, how that is. And I'm sure it's really sad for the sister, too. Although not too sad, because they do hook up in the end.
Yeah.
We always say Channing, because that... Channing, whatever. I say Channing, but she thinks it's
Channing.
Gabriel Iglesias is in it, so see it because of that. I think if you... Okay, if you had this movie and you had different actors, I don't think it would... Or an actresses, I don't think it would have worked as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the reason that it was so good was because Channing Tatum, you know, pretty much the basis, I think. I don't know if they made this specifically around him, but I think they did, because it's
pretty much about him, yeah.
If they didn't have him, you know, kind of the inspiration and the one, I don't think it would have worked. Alex...
And, like, his experience type thing.
Yeah, and plus he's an amazing actor. That's already set there. Anyway, Alex... Okay, his name's Pettifer. I'm sorry. It sounds like pedophile.
Pedophile, yeah.
Okay, Alex... You're like, pedophile. Yeah, that was kind of creepy.
My voice went all, like, weird.
Okay, Alex Pettifer, he is great. He's really... I'm not trying to be, like, mean, but he can play an ignorant character really well. Well, I'm just saying, okay, so the reason it was good was because of the actors. The script was really good. Like, the dialogue wasn't, it was natural, it wasn't weird, there was no, like, awkward. I mean, okay, one of the things that kind of bothered me, because you know how the main, okay, his sister, Adam's sister, I'm sorry, we didn't look up the names, whatever. Adam's sister and Channing, they're, you know, like, the love story is kind of based around them, you know, at the end they hook up, whatever. Every time they talk, it is so, and I know it's meant to be like this, it's awkward because it's supposed to be like, you know, you're the guy from my brother's, you know, stripping job, you know, like whatever. I kind of get how it's supposed to be awkward between them. I don't know, like when you're watching it, you kind of want to cringe at how awkward it is.
Yeah.
Because they're so, like, at the end, because, okay, they want to go to breakfast, but it's like, like 8 at night. And so she's like...
No, it was like 1 in the morning.
Or whatever. It's really late. And so...
It opens at 6.
Shh. She's like, it opens at... She's like, we have to go to this one place. And he's like, okay. And she's like, it opens at 6. He's like, okay. And she's like, that's 7 hours... Well, no, she's like, that's 7 hours away. He's like, yeah. And she's like, what can we do with 7 hours? And he's like, oh. And just like, it was really well written, but I think that... Not to be rude, but I think that one of them should have caught on, or Channing could have, you know, jumped in a little bit sooner, because that whole ordeal was really, like, kind of awkward, that just end scene. Until finally she, like, leaps across the table and kisses him. And then it ends, by the way. I hate those endings. Those are so annoying, because you're like, you know, I want to see what happens. Are they going to stay together? I don't know.
Maybe they'll make a second one, but I doubt it.
Magic might too. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I like where it ended off based on the story. I just didn't like the scene it ended on, because you're like...
I know.
Whatever.